Nation. We are Sports with Balls. Welcome in on this lovely Thursday.
Are we on?
Yeah,
we are on.
Grant.
Yeah.
Get it together. With all these other people here, it's Astros home opener. Get it together.
That is right. It's getting pretty packed in here. People are slowly rolling in after they get off work. I've seen an Altuve jersey. Saul Springer, which unfortunately not with him, of course, but
Speaking of
Astros
Springer,
at home, baby.
we're gonna get into Springer here in a
We
minute.
will.
So that's a question. That's a sports question.
That is a sports question. What?
That's all we do.
Should you continue to wear the jersey of your home team with the name on the back that no longer plays on the team?
I'll say this. I had an Arian Foster jersey that I wore for a long time after he...
Okay, well, that
It's not
really didn't
Texans.
answer my question. My question was, should you continue to wear it?
Yeah, I've worn a Bagwell jersey.
But I think it's okay. But what if the guy is still in the league but on another team though?
See, it's tough. It's tough because...
Like I get Bagwell. Like if you want to wear a Bagwell now or you want to whatever, because he's not playing on the team anymore.
Right.
He's a legend of your team.
So that rephases the question. We have a lot of people who love J.J. Watt still in Houston. Do you show up to a Texans game next year with a J.J. Watt jersey?
No.
No.
Yeah,
In my opinion, no, you don't.
That's
Man,
hard. That's a hard discussion.
That's tough because
Tell us what you think in the comments.
that's tough because J.J. Watt. It depends on if the person is like a legend with the team. Like J.J. Watt being a legend with the Texans, I think that a J.J. Watt jersey is acceptable. Is an Arian Foster jersey acceptable? No.
Rude.
I'm just
But,
saying.
but JJ Watt's playing on another team though.
Yeah, that's
Currently,
tough, man. Because that goes with baseball, that goes with football, that goes with everything. With basketball, especially with all the those guys are moving constantly. So, I mean, that is a tough question. But like, you're always gonna wear a Jerry Rice San Francisco jersey.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't play in the league though.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
That's my point.
It's
I
tough.
say yes, you wear a J.J. Watt jersey because of the
So you gotta wait
Jeff
till he's
said,
retired.
impact.
Yes.
and then you can wear it.
J.J. Watt had such a huge impact on Houston. Come on.
IMO, in my opinion.
IMO.
Yeah. See, when you got a 14-year-old that speaks in abbreviations, OMG, LOL, IMO.
See, I
learn
always
to do
see
that.
IMO, and I've wondered what that is. And if you're wondering what I'm holding in my hand, yes, a mic. I was
Yep.
privileged. Like these guys, no, I'm just kidding. We couldn't get it really set up. So yes, I am here like an old-time broadcaster with a mic in my hand.
But I do love the mics, and I'm kind of jealous, little jealous. I wish, because I don't know what to do with my hands most of the time, so I was like holding the mic would be fine with me. But listen, y'all, welcome into Sports with Balls. Those that have already logged on, thank you. Today is opening day for the Astros, the home opener at home opener for the Astros, who we all
35-1,
know
baby.
are 5-1. We are over here at Christian's Tailgate in Midtown on Bagby. As always, food's delicious, drinks are cheap. Come on down here, watch the Astros game with us.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Anna, while we're speaking about the Astros and baseball in general, let's go around the scoreboards of the league to see what they are. Jeff, you have those?
Yeah, let's go. Let's see. Cardinals and Brewers played earlier today. Cardinals 3, Brewers 1. Twins beat the Mariners. Actually kicked the shit out of the Mariners, 10-2. Rockies beat the Diamondbacks 7-3. That's another team, Grant. If you want to go watch a high-scoring, just blast fest and incredible, if you're taking your kids and want some action, go to an at-home Rockies game.
Oh, for sure.
the
Well, that's where the All-Star game's going to be.
If the Rockies and Rangers are playing, that is going to be the best game ever.
Most
Well,
definitely.
Jeff, we know you love the Rocky Stadium
I do.
so much.
I do.
Yeah, you said that a lot.
Red Sox beat the Orioles. Orioles were playing really good, but now I think have dropped 3 in a row. Cubs beat the Pirates. Pittsburgh was looking pretty good. Man, speaking of teams looking really good, have y'all seen Cincinnati?
Oh, on fire.
Cincinnati's playing
They have
well.
the same record right now, 5-1 as the Astros.
Cincinnati
We'll get
Reds
into that in a little bit.
fire. Angels and Blue Jays tied up 3-3. The Mets beat the Marlins earlier, and the Royals are getting blanked by the White Sox at the moment, and that is in the 4th inning.
All right.
But Astros start I think they're tipping off, or not tipping off. First pitch is right now, I believe, home opener.
That's right.
Today's
that's right.
scoreboard, though, sorry, my bad. I forgot to even tell you today's scoreboard brought to you by Smarter Mortgage.
There you go.
Smarter Mortgage. Call David Carrier at 281-650-0648. Mention SWB. Get a free quote ASAP. Thank you.
All right, Grant, where's your orange at? We're in Houston.
Well, my burnt orange is in the closet because Longhorns aren't playing today. So.
I know. All right.
You know what I do? I do
Longhorns
have an
fans.
Astros shirt though. I
You
do.
do?
Well, because I went on. Believe it or
What
not.
occasion did you purchase this on?
Believe it or not, a few years ago, I went in on some season tickets with some friends.
Okay.
So I would take my daughters to go to the game
Okay.
to enjoy the
Baseball.
ambiance with my daughters that were small at the time. I figured, you know what? I'm not going to be like anti-Astro guy with my daughter. I'll get into it a little bit. So I bought an Astros shirt and I bought an Astros hat.
Love it. Did you get them wear as well?
I did get them some stuff because, you know, they wanted to, but that stuff is no longer in my possession. So.
What?
Even yours?
No.
We
no.
gotta make a bet this season, like where if I win, you gotta wear your Astros gear or something.
I love it.
That's fine.
Let's do it.
We can
Let's
do
do
that.
it because I know I ain't wearing no Rangers gear with the way that they started. Okay, let's get into.
We got jokes. That's okay, though.
We
That's
got
all right,
jokes and we got what's sizzling hot. Let's get to it.
What's hot with Lauren Leal, brought to you by Joe Applewhite Realty. Call Joe 713-291-5270 for all your real estate needs. Whatever Joe touches to sold.
What?
I love that. I love that.
Call Joe. Whatever he touches turns to sold.
That's right,
I guess
that's
that means,
right.
you know, if you're listing your house, buying a new house, whatever. Call Joe.
That's right. That's right. All right, we'll get started it off here. We'll go into MLB in a minute. But what's hot happened yesterday. So Deshaun Watson getting suspended, terminated from some of his endorsements. And we'll start it out with Nike. They've suspended their endorsements with Watson. Apple's Beats by Dre completely terminated. Reliant Energy has dropped their endorsement with Watson, which is the Houston Texans play at Energy Stadium, which is owned by Reliant Energy. So that's done. And then HEB will no longer continue the conversation with Watson as their deal was put to rest. Their contract was put to rest at the end of the 2020 season. So they don't want to look any further. This all came after the woman that spoke out to the public. It was the first woman to actually say and show some emotion to what happened during the sexual allegations and the sexual misconduct, rather. There's 22 women that have filed lawsuits. It was a very hard video to watch. But yeah, today, the latest news is that Watson actually speaks out. Not Watson, but his attorney, Rusty Hardin.
There's a picture of J.J. Watt up there. It's supposed to be Deshaun Watson, I think. So, but there's a picture of J.J. Watt.
We were talking about J.J. Watt, yeah.
Because we were talking about Watt a second ago, but I was like...
Okay, yeah, well, we're getting that fixed. We got Zach over there helping us out on the ones and twos. He'll get that replaced. But yeah, so Rusty Hardin filed an emergency court hearing.
Wow.
I feel like
How about that?
we're on the racetrack.
Downtown Houston.
We're watching on
We're
TV.
on the
We got
purple
it.
racetrack.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
we have this
was
speedway.
It was loud.
That was
It
loud.
We have Mav TV going on right now is Max TV. Let's switch it back to gears. But yeah, so Rusty Hardin filed an emergency court hearing asking a judge basically to speak with Tony Busby to have one of the Jane Does identify herself. That was the latest news coming out today with Deshaun Watson. And as I said, only 22 women have filed, and this is the first time that they have only. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
No, I was saying only. I meant to say
I know.
only two women have identified themselves, and Watson is asking for another one. At least Rusty Hardin, his attorney, is.
Well, now I just read this whole article a minute ago before we got on. He wants all the women identified. All of Watson's accusers. So Busby, who's Watson's attorney, wants every single of the women identified.
No.
Rusty
Watson
Hardin.
is not.
Rusty
Watson is
Hardin.
representing. I mean, yeah. Tony Busby is representing all of the women.
Rusty Hardin is-
Rusty Hardin.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rusty Hardin wants every single woman identified, and it's a pretty interesting development in this because now it's going into the court cases, and now we're starting to see judges get involved, and it's getting interesting now. And like you said a minute ago, man, HEB, Nike, Rolex, everybody just dropping Watson left and right, and he's not gonna have any money left after this.
Rolex? I didn't even know he was an endorser for Rolex.
I wonder what took so long, and I wonder why it took for somebody, one of the females, to come out publicly and say it, just because of the environment that we live in now and how quick people are to make decisions or judgments based on accusations. I'm wondering why it took all this long for them to finally say, okay, we're done. And I don't even think Nike necessarily said, we're going to dump them. I think they just said, we're going to suspend the contract.
Yeah. Well, they were the first ones, obviously.
Yeah, they were the first.
And then
ones.
it's just been a landslide since then.
Yeah.
And in 2 days, and now you're seeing everybody come forward and be like, even I'm sure he had a pretty good relationship with Dre, Beats by Dre, and but if you're
well,
involved,
we don't know.
If you're involved with somebody that has any sort of accusations like this, you have got to remove yourself from the situation.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's why I'm so surprised that it's taking that long. But I think it's bad form on Rusty Hardin and his side to want and request all these women publicly come out and say who they are, because nowadays, if I were just going from a father's standpoint of girls, it would make me nervous to have my daughter make herself public in a situation like that, especially where we are now in this social media, anybody can find you mindset. Like, I don't know, I don't like that.
Well, there's always a reason, and we never know what it is. That, if they exploit these women, you don't know what's going to come out of that.
That's the problem.
So there's a reason why Harden and it's weird saying Harden, Rusty Hardin and Deshaun Watson he's asking of this.
Well, and I can understand on their side why they're doing it. They're saying, okay, they're basically, if you're talking about in poker, they're calling. They're like, okay, we're going to call you, and that's what they're doing. So I get that, but it just makes me nervous calling out these women and having themselves be public.
Right,
like
okay, so what happened earlier today? The Masters teed off. We'll get to all of that in a little bit, but who wasn't there? Tiger Woods. What came out was he's missing the Masters, and more details came out about the crash and the development. So he allegedly was driving 40 miles per hour over the speed limit at the time of the crash. So he was traveling downhill 84 to 87 miles per hour and made contact hitting the tree at 75 miles per hour. And man, what a crazy spin out. So officers didn't check the blood levels of him though, because, and they were asked a lot in the stories that I read, multiple stories, and the officers came out saying there was no indication of intoxication, so why would I check his blood levels? And that answers that question. But yeah, just excessive speed.
Yeah, like I said before, I think that he was checking his phone. He was hauling ass. I had mentioned this in the story before. He was late for his meeting with Drew Brees and I forget.
I can't remember who the other person was, but yeah.
Chargers quarterback.
Herbert. Justin
Yeah,
Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Your boy, man. I'm surprised you forgot that.
Yeah.
Lots going on, man. Lots going on. So, so he was late to Justin Herbert, Drew Brees shoot, and man, he was hauling ass and looked down for a second, hit the curb going about 80, like you said, 83, 85 miles an hour.
75.
Well, no, he hit the curb and lost control at 80. When he hit the tree, he was still going 75.
He was going 75 when he hit the tree.
Yeah.
Correct.
So when he lost control of the vehicle, he was like 83 to 85 miles an hour. That's and down that hill around those curves. That's sad. But Roy McIlroy and a couple of the other players have actually gone and seen him, says he's in good spirits, and obviously there's nobody saying anything about whether or not he's going to continue to play or anything like that, but people have seen him and say that he looks decent. So I hope he comes back, because it's just great for golf in general.
Yeah, I know when Justin Thomas won his tournament a couple weeks ago, that dude almost kind of got a little emotional about it when they were asking him about Tiger.
Right.
And you realize that for these guys, Tiger Woods is probably one of the reasons they're playing golf. Like, it's their idol. And so when they think about Tiger, they want to make sure, like, I get it. Like, kind of how younger people felt about Kobe. So, it's I totally get it. But yes, Tiger's going to be missed, but we've missed him on several Masters before, so it's not like this is new.
Right. It's just
great.
for a different reason.
It's
Yeah.
great to see it though, man. All day, all night last night on ESPN and on the Golf Channel, just leading up to the Masters. It's actually on in April now, not November. People are excited about it, and I'm looking forward to a great tournament.
Yeah.
I'm looking
And
forward to a great tournament.
let's get into it. The Masters right now. Justin Rose is leading with
Killing
a
it.
-7,
Killing
and who's behind him from America is Brian Harmon with a -3. So
Good luck, Brian Harmon.
yeah,
Yeah.
catching up to him right there for the longest time, and he's still in third place. That teed off early this morning is I see his last name.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Matsuyama.
I love that guy. And he is on fire right now. He's played really well over the last 4 to 5 weeks. Hideki Matsuyama, out of all the people that have been into tournaments, I think he's only won one major, and the guy, he's phenomenal.
Yes.
And it would be great to see him win a Masters. I mean, it would be incredible.
Yeah, and I think he's been close often. So yeah, I mean, it would be good to see him. But Justin Rose starting off the bat with -7.
Whoa.
Right?
I've been looking at it to see. I haven't seen it. I would like to know what the largest lead is after the first day. I mean, that's got to be tops up there. Him being -7.
Yeah, -7's a big one.
Yep. They still got 3 more days to play, though, guys. So let's hold on to your seats there. So that about wraps up our What's Hot section. But we got so much more boiling for the rest of the show. We got to thank some people before we go any further.
Astros just started.
And Astros just happened. Woo!
Thank God.
It's just their home opener, I get it, but we are 5-1 in the. We'll get into it in a minute.
And we are hearing it definitely here at Christian Tailgate.
Yeah.
The excitement is here. The fun is here. Come out, enjoy it. Enjoy the show as well. Sports with Balls, baby. So we got to thank Hybrid Technologies
Sports with
Group.
balls, baby.
That's right. And these days when I get excited, I just
Sweaty
say
balls.
baby
I know, I've
after
noticed that.
everything. I
I've
don't know
noticed
why.
that.
You're gonna order some sweaty balls from
Yeah,
us.
you know what? I'm gonna give you credit. It's been a while. It's been a while since you've done that, so I'm proud of you, man.
He was wondering what you were going to say whenever you were getting your Lone Star. He was, I'm going to say this, see what Grant says.
You know, I don't have a
okay.
lot to talk about with Grant. Last night, last night's show was we just died laughing on it. So like I can't. There's not a whole lot to say anymore to Grant. I see him too much as it is. So
No doubt.
Care to expand on that?
no.
You're gonna have to watch the
Go
show.
watch it.
You're gonna have to watch the show to figure that out.
All right. Well, we
I'll
are
tell you this
on,
much. I'll tell you this much. I will not be wearing leather pants on set to Sports with Balls.
No, please, God, no.
And especially today. It's hot here in Houston, speaking of.
It is.
It's like 88 degrees today.
Thank
It's
God.
very hot,
What
and
just
I just
happened?
wonder, like, how that conversation, in order for you to derive from that, saying you're not going to wear Spanx.
Sweaty balls.
No, he didn't say Spanx.
Leather pants.
He said leather pants.
Sports
I
with
know,
balls.
Same.
Astros Jose Altuve is up to bat, y'all.
All right.
should. He leads off.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Well, it
he's
just means that it's 0-0, so they didn't.
number one in
okay.
the batting order. So we're here on Sports with Balls, though. That's right, at Christian Tailgate, and we got to thank some people before we go any further. Like I said, Roy Stanton and Hybrid Technologies Group will hook you up when it comes to phones, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services, any of these type of matters. Call Roy at 832-336-1201. Once again, it is called Hybrid Technologies Group, and when you mention Sports with Balls, you will get a wonderful discount. Hybrid Technologies Group, hook them up.
We also want to thank Construction Concepts. Mark and Josh, they are changing Houston. I dropped by that Torchy's on 59. That
Talk
got
to Mark today.
Construction Concepts all over the building. So-
Wherever you see Torchy Tacos, they build all of
Yeah, I
them.
know. They just keep
Crazy.
They're busy. Construction Concepts, they are changing corporate culture one design at a time, from hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities. Their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
There we go.
Oh, so you did it.
I'm just going to insert it right there
brought it
after
back.
your .com.
You brought it back.
Well, as he said, the Astros just pissed off. We'll start out with MLB and the injuries. Teasing this a little bit earlier.
Piling
with
up.
George Springer. Yes, so many to get to. And we will start it right now. So George Springer with the Blue Jays, of course, is having quad issues after starting the season with a strained left oblique muscle. He was set to play today, but felt a lot of tightness in his right quad when he was running the bases.
Yeah, look, everybody was upset about Springer leaving, and now he's had 2 injuries. And when you have a quad injury, almost like a hamstring injury, those things linger. Especially running, and he's an outfielder, and he sprints a lot, center fielder. Man, Astros fans are really happy right now that Springer's not on the Astros, because we'd be pissed if he was here and injured.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. So would you rather have him right now or no?
I love where we're at. I knew that we couldn't afford him, so he's fine.
Well, and I wonder if that's what it is. Whenever they get injured, they go somewhere, and all of a sudden they get injured quite a bit. They go somewhere else. They get the big money. They get hurt a lot. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the injury list, it's big. I mean, and the season has just barely started.
That's right. So the next one, this guy we just saw in the offseason get a huge contract. And I think we mentioned it on Monday, too. Fernando Tatis Jr. So the Padres, Tatis hurt his right shoulder, a labrum tear. And they said it was an MRI on Monday. That's what they identified as being minimal. And coach said it's non-surgical, but it's a labrum tear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to take that into consideration. And I was reading upon and listening to former Miami Marlins president, his podcast, David Sampson. He was basically saying, like, they will wait until the very last possible minute and play him as much as they can until they automatically say, nope, you got to get surgery to be ready for 2022.
He's on
a 10-day IL at the moment.
It goes back to the Springer thing we were just talking about. I mean, I cannot believe they signed a huge contract. If you're a San Diego fan, this is not good. Anytime they have to go back and look at something just to see if there's something torn, you're in deep trouble.
Yes.
So, especially something with a shoulder rotation, like this might end his season. If they let it go, they have to think about him long term. Obviously, they signed him to that huge deal in the offseason.
14 years?
Yeah, so they got to think long term, and so we'll see if that shelves him.
Yeah, we had talked about it when we were talking about our baseball. You and I think both were in agreement. Fernando Tatis Jr. is an MVP candidate, no doubt. That dude, if he's solid, is an MVP candidate. But he's got injury problems. He had injuries last year. He's starting off the season with injuries now. And to your point, a shoulder tear, I don't care where it is, a tear, that's not good. Especially shoulder baseball. You're hitting, you're throwing. That shoulder is very valuable, and that's why the San Diego Padres are saying we're not going to rush anything. This is our $300 million investment. We're going to take it slow. And they've got a lot of guys long term. They're building for the future. I'm sure they would like to do something this year, but they can wait though.
I mean, watching that video of him swing the bat and then you just see the tear in his arm and the pain. Ugh, it's so hard to watch.
Sometimes guys are injury prone. No matter what they do, guys are just prone to injury in professional sports, and it's just. Hopefully he's not one of them.
I know.
Hopefully
right?
For San Diego Padres, because
the Padres hope so.
This isn't the NFL. He's going to get every dime of that money.
All right, let's move on to the next one. A 10-day IL for James Paxton. So the left-handed starter for the Marlins is now on a 10-day IL for a forearm strain. And for the Marlins as well, starter left fielder Jake Fraley, as he also goes on a 10-day with a left hamstring after he suffered making a diving catch against the White Sox in a loss. And speaking of the White Sox, we go to Tim Anderson, who is on the 10-day IL, the shortstop there with a left hamstring strain from Sunday's game. And in company with him, is going to be hugely missed for the majority of the season, is Eloy Jimenez. So he has a ruptured pectoral tendon. Remember when Justin Verlander had that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And speaking of J.J. Watt, he had one as well. Yes, and then next, this is huge. So the last guy that I'll mention here before I get to the questions with you guys, we'll go out to the LA Dodgers with Cody Bellinger. So his calf, he's day-to-day. His tests show no structural damage or fractures. He was spiked by an A's reliever in the 9th inning. Like I said, it's like a potential IL. They're not sure yet with Bellinger. But how big is it to have not the littles, the big guys out there in missing the beginning of the season, since we are now back in a 162-game season?
Well, I'm okay with Bellinger being hurt.
Of course you are.
Yeah. That's fine by me, too.
I'm just fine with Cody Bellinger being hurt, so, no big deal on that one. But, you never want to – if you're going to have injuries, you want to have it at the start of the season, as long as it's not a major injury. And right now, some of those injuries seem pretty major. So,
right.
You're going to see how this plays out. And we said in our baseball special a couple weeks back, the baseball season is long and grueling, and you can predict all you want, but injuries will deter your entire season, and you're already starting to see some injuries pile up. If Tatis is gone for any period of time, San Diego's going to drop. I'm sorry, but they are. He's a huge part of not only their offense but also defense. And if Springer, who Toronto wanted to lead off, he's a huge part of them.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see that start to mount up to losses.
Hey, Blue Jays just got swept by the Rangers, so we're talking about Rangers not being very good. Well, they just swept the Blue Jays, so
without Springer out there,
right? So they need Springer, but also too, to the point of it's a 162-game season. There's no point in trying to rush anything right now. I mean, if you've got big-time major players that are coming up hurt and injured, why not give them a 10-day off? What are we?
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're somebody like the Dodgers. The Dodgers are loaded. I mean, Cody Bellinger is
43rd overall pick in
crucial player on that
2010.
team, but there's a guy
High
right
school in
behind him
California.
that can step in. As long as they're not having multiple guys like the White Sox, I mean, that's not good. The White Sox are having multiple guys already. But, there's no reason to start rushing this. You notice they're all 10-day. So, sit them out 10 days, see where they're at. It's a long season.
And the Astros, Justin Verlander, we already knew going into the season he was going to be on his 60-day leave before coming back in, as he was off last year getting Tommy John surgery.
He'll be back in August.
There you go.
And Jeff expects him to come back and be better than he was before.
100%.
Really?
Robotic,
okay,
new
I have a
robotic
question
arm.
I have a question then, because Lance McCullers is obviously back from the same surgery. Do you think that he's back better than ever?
He struggled in his first outing, but we're going to find out. I mean, you got to give him 4 or 5 outings before you actually know where they're at. McCullers always struggles in his first 3 innings. He's going to give up 2 or 3 runs in innings 1 through 4. But once he settles in, as is most pitchers, he's pretty consistent and he pitches pretty good. His sliders are, what do you throw, 17 straight sliders in the playoffs, that one inning, that one outing. As long as that slider's working, McCullers should be just fine.
All right. And this mic is really fun, guys.
I'm jealous. I want to hold mine.
I know.
It's fun, but I keep switching hands or whatnot. Last MLB that we'll discuss, or at least we'll see, that's on the books. Cincinnati Reds. Jeff mentioned it earlier. They are basically on fire. The same record as the Houston Astros, 5-1, and records. That's what we're talking about. They're breaking tons of them. Tyler Naquin became the first Reds player to hit leadoff homers consecutive starts since 1984. Takes me back to the last time the Houston Cougars were in the Final Four. Just saying. So
Always got to bring it back.
Hey, when I hear 1984 and it's so relevant, it just happened Saturday.
I get you.
Come on now.
I get you. I'm proud of U of H. Yeah.
And so, the Reds have scored more runs in their first 6 games of the season than any Reds team in franchise history. And there's a lot of other stats and historical things that the Reds are doing right now. But to Jeff's point, they're looking pretty good.
They're plus 31 in run margin, which is incredible after
fantastic.
after 6 games. The Astros are at plus 27, and we all know they've been good. So
Yes.
that gives you a little bit of idea how the Cincinnati Reds are scoring runs right now. It's pretty phenomenal.
When we're through 6 games, when you look at it as far as all the major batting stats in relation to slugging percentage, home runs, Nick Castellanos, you got Tyler Naquin. Both Cincinnati Reds, both have 4 home runs. Both are close to, I know Castellanos is over 1 as far as OPS or slugging percentage. Naquin is almost there. So, I mean, you got 2 smashers right now on Cincinnati. Now, we've got 6 games, so let's don't, to Jeff's point, when he was talking about the Astros, let's don't all chirp out and think that Cincinnati Reds are going to win the World Series, but Cincinnati Reds are off to a good start.
A very, very
Hey, look,
good
it
start.
always happens every season. You have these teams like Cincinnati Reds. People aren't expecting a whole lot of. They start off real hot, like the Tampa Bay Rays did last year, and you end up in a World Series. So, I mean, not saying to discredit it and be like, it's not that big a deal, but, I mean.
They lost their first game to the Cardinals 11-6. They beat
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Bregman, right there.
There you go.
That's awesome.
All right.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Thanks, Breggy. I'll call you later.
I'll have a story. Okay.
Call you later.
All right.
Call you later, and he's gonna be like, "Who is this?"
And
No,
what are you?
stop
okay,
calling me, dude.
If you did have that person's
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top down. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet.
what do you say?
Oh, I said, what's up?
This is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
I don't know. I can't bet. It's like, what's up? It's Tiger Woods. I'll be like, yeah.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top down. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and
Really?
I mean, he could do it.
Yeah, he can.
He could do it. Yeah.
What makes you so special that he would give $1 million to?
I don't know. I mean, he seems like somebody that could throw money around. So, I mean, I got his number. He'd have to know I'm pretty resourceful if I got his number because I'm sure it's not public. He'd be like, "How do you know my number?" And I'd say, "Well, I found it." He'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Can I have $1 million?" And he would probably say yes because that's the way I am.
Yeah. Sorry for those of you out there that are tuning in. If you're hearing music over us or whatnot, we're still dealing with some technical difficulties, getting used to the
Trying to
new
get it all
setup
correct.
here at Christians. So
Christians
stay with
tailgate.
us, please. Stay with us, please. We're moving away.
And plus, it's good. We got a crowd. I mean, I don't think
We
we've got
do.
a crowd like this here. So it's good that we've got some folks
They're
that are
all
having a
here
good
for
time.
you, Grant Miles.
Well, I knew that. I didn't want to be the one to. I didn't want to be the one to bring it up, but you did. So thank you.
They're all here for you. We'll move on to a little bit of football. I guess that could have been anything when I've did my hand like that. So the San Francisco 49ers looking heavy on the field.
Grant Miles.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top down. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top down. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael.
Goes 1-2. Of course, we know Lawrence is going 1. Maybe Zach Taylor goes 2.
Yeah, it's who the
Justin
Jets.
Fields.
It's who the Jets are picking.
Correct. Well, and I even saw today, they're supposedly, of course, you know how these things go. So-and-so is saying that they're into Mac Jones, quarterback from Alabama.
Oh no, dude.
I saw that today. I saw that's somebody.
We have a little Roll Tide fan?
Hey, no, not me. Not me.
It's funny,
but he was
because
on the NFL Network. I saw that.
I listen
Okay,
to obviously listen to a lot of sports shows, and I was listening to this guy the other day talk about how Matt Jones, he was like, because he can't run, that he's not escapability. He's like, that's not the way the NFL works now, and you got to have a
Leal and Grant Miles.
Also goes along with having the right guys around you and being able to have those hands, those targets.
Pat Holmes wasn't very mobile in the Super Bowl. I mean, Lamar Jackson didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
But he is in general. Like, he can be when he needs to be.
He can move, but I wouldn't put him in the category of Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't put him in the category of some of those really big-time scramblers. But Patrick Mahomes is mobile. Yes, I mean, he can move left, move right. He can move around. He can move the pocket, but he didn't move it enough in the Super Bowl. That's for damn sure.
Speaking of Jimmy G, his stats last season not looking too hot. Only with 1,096 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. So we'll move on from San Francisco to Carolina as they add depth in the secondary with free agent A.J. Boyd.
Booyah!
Booyah!
The ex-Houston Texan.
Yep. He will miss the first 2 games this coming season due to the PEDs last season and 6-game suspension that he had. 2017 Pro Bowler. If you're looking at this guy more in depth, last season he only had 7 interceptions in 16 starts. Sorry, in 2017 he had 7 interceptions in 16 starts, and he hasn't had any since.
AJ Bouye was highly touted out of Houston. He left after that and went to Jacksonville Jaguars, interdivision rival, and he really hasn't done a ton. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is Carolina is looking to go after the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They are making a run. I mean, I'm guessing they think Christian McCaffrey's healthy and ready to go. But man, they are adding.
I thought you weren't a fan of Sam Darnold.
I'm not a huge fan of Sam Darnold, and I don't think that Carolina is going to keep him. I'd be surprised if he goes all 6 starts. And this is it brings into the Teddy Bridgewater
6
thing.
starts.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. We'll see what Sam Darnold's got one more crack at this, right?
Yes.
That's it. And I just don't know if I think Teddy Bridgewater is better than Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's definitely more proven. I can just tell you this. On a depth chart that they have currently, they have Sam Darnold as the starting quarterback. So
I know that.
You've got Carolina with the number 8 pick in the draft, that's a high-quality pick. Yes, I mean, to Jeff's point.
I think they're going to get the Heisman Trophy winner.
I think Carolina is. So you think they're getting a wide receiver?
Yeah.
Which would, I mean, look, if you've
They're
got
already
these guys,
stacked, though. They got Curtis Samuel. They've got an incredible wide receiving core. They add another one. I mean, we'll see. That's an interesting pick. That's an interesting conversation. We'll get into. We got a draft special coming up. Stay tuned for that one. But that's an interesting. That 8th spot with Carolina.
Wait. What special do we have coming up?
Draft special.
They don't have Curtis Samuel.
Drag, and we're watching cars. My bad.
Yeah.
Have we talked about drag cars?
I don't know, but
sprint cars.
Do you
maybe?
like car racing?
It's entertaining.
Okay. All right.
All right.
They don't have Curtis Samuel anymore, by the way. Man.
St. Arnold's. Oh, I get it. Jeff likes St. Arnold's. Thanks, Vincent.
Oh, okay.
Hey, thank you for all of those that are tuning in and catching us tonight. We know the Astros, of course, are starting if you live in Houston. So, as you said, Carlos Correa hit a homer or something earlier.
1-0.
He hit a homer. Okay, we'll keep you updated on that and the latest NFL
Good.
now.
Good. I'm hoping that you keep me updated on that.
We talk about the Cincinnati Reds. Well, now the Cincinnati Bengals have released Giovanni Bernard. So he was a 2nd-round draft pick in 2013. But what's impressive about Bernard was his freaking stats on both ends. So he played in 150 games, had 30 starts, 15 games, 30 starts. He rushed for 3,697 yards, 22 touchdowns on 921 carries, but also the most running back in franchise history for receptions. He had 342 receptions, which equaled out to 2,867 receiving yards, 2nd most in franchise history. What are they missing here?
Well, the reason I brought this up was, who would you rather have, Giovanni Bernard or Mark Ingram?
Well, the Texans got Ingram now.
I know, so that's why I mean, Bernard is a serviceable running back. I think that he's probably a good starting, not a great, but a good starting running back for any team.
Well, the problem for him is they got Joe Mixon.
Yeah. I mean, I get it why they released him. I'm saying he will be a good pickup for somebody, a really good pickup.
Yeah, he'll be good. I mean, when you start mentioning stats of a running back and how they are in Bengals history, like that doesn't really get me very excited.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you don't sit here and go, oh, really? He's the top receiver and running backs in Bengals history.
Right.
Oh,
The only reason they were highlighted because of Joe Burrow this season.
Correct.
Icky
yeah.
Woods was dope.
Yeah, Icky Woods was good. Yeah.
Icky Woods was good.
But I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I mean, he's had really good seasons. He's never had a 1,000-yard rushing season. So you know, I mean, but yeah, I mean, they got to a point with Cincinnati where they've got obviously have other people they think they can fill the position, and they have other needs other places. So they saw something and got rid of the guy.
Was Joe Mixon injured last season?
No.
Because I'm looking at his stats, and wow, they have declined from 2019 to 2020. He had 1,137 yards in 2019. In 2020, 428.
I have to look up if Mixon was
Like
Wow.
6 games. So yeah, he was.
Yeah,
3 touchdowns in 6 games.
Yeah, 6 games. I mean, Joe Mixon's obviously going to be their starting running back. And, I mean, with Bernard, it's just time. I mean, the guy's been there for a significant period of time. This is about the time in a career for a running back where you start to decline, and I guess they don't expect a whole lot from him. I don't know how you could. I mean, the guy's run for 3,000, I think, to your point, 3,000 yards in his career. So, I mean, no. I'm looking at something else.
I'm loving these highlights. I'm sorry, Grant.
Yeah,
I am watching
that's
these
pretty cool.
highlights. It's very interesting to see. I like it.
Well, you got Bouye highlights because we were talking about AJ Bouye, obviously, but
Yeah.
this is obviously on a delay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. But no, to your point, the question that Jeff was asking, I think I'd rather have Mark Ingram. I think Mark Ingram has proven a little bit more in his career in the NFL. So if I'm having choices, which was Jeff's question, I'd rather go Mark Ingram.
Big trust?
Big truck.
Big trust?
Big trust.
You going with
Yeah.
big trust?
That was impressive.
Why,
was
thank you.
impressive.
Well, you know what? You said I'm impressive. I'm ready to be impressed by you.
Some history.
It is that
I haven't
time.
already impressed you?
What's it called?
I
There's
always
another
impressed.
name for it. I
I'm just
forgot.
kidding.
Where's Kevin when we need him? I forgot.
It's
called
because,
Grant.
you know what, Grant?
Right.
You're not cheering on the Astros today.
Okay, well, that's
What's
fine.
it called? What's the other name, man? What was it
Grant's
called?
Goodies.
Grant's Goodies.
Grant's
It's
Goodies.
time for Grant's
I
Goodies.
hate that.
Can we have
I
like a
don't like
little key jangle?
A
No,
cook-
That's
don't
what I
do
feel
that.
like we
Don't do
need
that.
right there.
Don't do that. It's like the word panties. I don't like that word.
Oh my.
Like, have you ever
I
heard?
hate that word.
Because of masks, have you heard of like face panties? Put your face panties
Stop.
on.
See, don't you hate that word? I
You
hate
haven't heard
word.
that?
No, I have not.
What is your least favorite word? Mine
Let's
is
not.
panties.
Okay, we're not going there. That's funny that yours is panties.
I will tell you,
That's a terrible word.
I got kicked out. I got kicked out of a convenience store the show on Monday. On the way up here to go in and get a Red Bull, I got kicked out of a convenience store for not wearing my face panty.
Why
Stop.
didn't you tell us that?
Yeah, the guy was like I'm searching for, just go back to there, get a Red Bull, and the guy was like, get out, you don't have your face mask on. I was like, really? Like, dude, like, I mean.
I'm giving you business, dude.
Yeah, I was like, here's Red Bull. But yeah, he made me leave. I didn't even get my Red Bull. And then the only other time that I was at Home Depot, and you don't have to wear it at Home Depot. I don't think anybody gives a shit in there.
Yeah.
So I'm just walking through, and this guy walks up and he's like, I didn't have mine on. He didn't have his on. He's like, you're a true patriot. And I was like, dude,
How old was this guy?
no, he was older.
Okay, okay.
But I mean, I don't take it that far.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I'm not a patriot for not wearing my mask. It's just I don't like breathing in my own breath. It's annoying as hell.
Yeah. So you're not in the same realm of like of a guy from the military. Like you're not that patriot. You know how some people compare, like if you're like not wearing a mask, like you're an awesome dude. Like, dude, I just walked in
I
without
didn't
a
go
mask.
to
Chill
war.
out,
I didn't
bro.
go to Vietnam. Like just not wearing a mask.
I'm
in
not
Home Depot.
Paul Revere, dude. Chill out.
But we support you,
You're a
veterans.
true patriot. I was like,
But we support veterans.
Hey, and then another
Big
little
time.
tidbit about our little show that we have here. Me and Ashley were shopping at the Puma store, the outlet mall. Got helped by
I love Puma.
a lady, and go back home. I get a message. And she was like, "Was that you and your family at the Puma store?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God, I saw you. I wanted to shake your hand. Blah, blah, blah. I love your show." And I was like, "Oh!" I was like, "That's
People
the first, I was
notice.
like, "That's the first time I heard that." So that was
You're
pretty
a
cool.
celebrity.
Yeah, no.
People notice.
If she's listening, he's not that great. So just chill out. He's not that special.
Don't tell anybody.
No,
Hey, Jeff's great.
He's
a
Jeff's
fun
special.
guy.
Let's get into
He's
some
very-
Grant's
Jeff's special.
Let's get into some Grant's goodies.
Okay, no, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wear your panties.
I was just about to say something about that.
April 8th. That's today. Did you know that?
Ah,
April 8th. April 8th, 2021.
Astros home opener.
Astros, yes. That's great. April 8th, 1966. Did you know AFL chose 36-year-old Al Davis as the commissioner?
okay.
36-year-old Al Davis.
Damn.
Wow.
36.
That has to be the youngest.
Wow.
That has to be the youngest
Yeah.
commissioner.
Well, AFL. I mean,
Yeah,
American
AFL.
Football League. So, April 8th, 1968, baseball's opening day was postponed because of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination.
In Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep. So, April 8th, 1968 was opening day for Major League Baseball.
I
Or
believe there were a
supposed to
lot
be.
of specials on today
Yeah.
in general
Yep.
for that.
Yeah. April 8th, 1969. Did you know the first Major League game is played in Canada?
Oh.
Montreal Expos.
1969?
Yep, Montreal
Oh,
Expos.
man, I love the Expos. Vladimir Guerrero.
Dude, I will tell you, I miss the Expos.
I do too, man. Pedro Martinez, where he started his career at Expos. The Expos were fun, man.
They were fun, and I love that name, the
The
Expos.
Expos, it's a good one.
The hat was great,
Yeah.
the uniforms.
See,
all
when I
of
hear
it.
that name, I think of like XFL or something like that.
Because you worked for the XFL, so of course that's your first thought.
Well, no, like the Expos, like I just think that's like
Did
name.
you roll your eyes at me?
A little
You
bit.
kind of did.
a little bit, a little bit.
You recognize it because you have daughters.
Yes,
You
I
got
see
teenagers.
women roll their eyes at me often. April 8th, 1969 as well. Expansion teams Royals, Expos, Padres, and Seattle Pilots win their first games.
Seattle Pilots?
Yep, Seattle Pilots.
What year was that?
1969.
Same year, okay.
April 8th, 1974. Did you know Hammer and Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run off of LA Dodger Al Downing, breaking Babe Ruth's home run record?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I knew this was coming because we had mentioned before the tying one.
Yes.
Then the opening day, I forget whatever year that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I knew that it wasn't too far after that he broke it.
Correct. April 8th, 1975. Did you know Frank Robinson debuts as the first African-American baseball manager for the Cleveland Indians? As the Cleveland Indians beat the New York Yankees 5-3.
Good.
Good on you, Frank Robinson.
Good.
April 8th, 1989. Remember Jim Abbott, the one-handed
Yeah,
pitcher,
yep.
debuts, but he only lasts 4 2/3 innings.
Oh.
Yeah. He hit a no-hitter. He pitched a no-hitter, didn't he?
Jim Abbott, yes.
Yeah, Jim Abbott, yeah. Do you know Jim Abbott, one arm, one hand? Did you ever see that dude?
Yes.
See highlights of it? Yeah. 1993, Carlos Borrega. Remember Carlos Borrega for
Yes.
the Cleveland Indians?
Yep.
First to switch hit home runs in the same inning versus the Yanks. And then I had to bring this up, April 8, 2019, just because of what's recently happened. Virginia beat Texas Tech 85-77 to win the national title in overtime. In OT, Cavaliers' first ever national title.
Virginia.
One thing I did want to go over real quick, we have a lot of Masters wins in history right now.
Yep.
On this day, 1935, Gene Sarazen won. 1956, Jack Burke Jr. won his first major title. 1990, Nick Faldo goes back to
Oh,
back.
yeah. That was dope.
2001, Tiger Woods wins his second Masters and sixth major title ahead of David Duval. 2007, Zach Johnson won his first major title. 2012, U.S. Masters, Bubba Watson on the second hole of sudden death won. And then 2018, Patrick Reed, the A-hole, won his first major title. In the Masters, one stroke ahead of Ricky Fowler.
Nice.
And that's what sucked about that Masters. Patrick Reed, who I don't think deserves the Masters, beat Ricky Fowler. I'm rooting for Ricky Fowler, man. I want Ricky Fowler to win a major tournament.
Man, Ricky Fowler, best dressed golfer for sure.
Absolutely.
He's sponsored by Puma, and he wears some really, really cool stuff.
Absolutely.
I like Ricky Fowler.
I do too.
I wish he would have done better, a while back, and because he was one of the up and comers with the Spieths and the Roy McIlroys and everything, and he just kind of fell to that second tier below them.
And he's always really close. He's always real
he
close
always
to Matt.
chokes for some
Yeah, I
reason.
know.
Like he's always there, and then do.
I'm rooting for you, Ricky.
Get him, Rick.
And as we said right now, -7, Justin Rose is in first place in the Masters right now. Thanks so much for your history, Grant.
I hope you learned something.
Not the panties. I definitely learned that.
No,
Have you ever worn panties?
never.
Oh my word, let's
Never.
not get into that discussion.
No, but
because we've
sometimes-
already had it heard.
Guys do.
Well, I was gonna say we
Sometimes
heard
guys
about
like
his
that.
butt itches with a tanning bed.
That was a true story.
But I mean, sometimes guys do that.
That
Guys
was
get a kick out of that.
true story. Man, I almost went tanning the other day, and I didn't because of that story, and I remember that.
You get tan though. Your skin gets tan.
It does. It tans out. I got a lot of Indian in me, so I get
There you
really,
go.
really, really red, and then I tan out. So.
All right, let's
Indian.
drop
What do
this
you mean
thing that you're
Indian?
talking into.
Yeah, like Choctaw,
Native.
Cherokee.
Oh, okay. Native American.
Native.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like Indian.
Right. But you said Indian, so I was like, this dude's from Dubai
You
or
have to
something?
classify and clarify.
Sorry. I've got a lot of Native American in me.
There you
I
go.
said Dubai. I don't know my geography very well.
Excuse me.
Dubai has nothing to do with
All
it.
right, did you thank Tosin?
Oh, yes. You know what? I didn't do it last time, too, man. You
Oh, I
are the
thought-
man,
I thought
dude.
you did, my
You are the
man.
man. Yes. Yeah, so
Because
that,
I am ready to get on
that
to
history
Jeff right
segment,
now.
that history segment was brought to you by Texas AV Productions. We want to thank them. They are your event partner for all things fantastic. Setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. If you mention Sports with Balls, you receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them 281-241-7520 and txavpro.com. They throw concerts, events, all kinds of great stuff. They're busy. So
Especially with
Keep it up,
everything
Tosin.
opening back up
Yes,
too. So you want to
yes.
get in with them as early as you can.
they do churches, they do concerts, they do all kinds of stuff.
Get him, Tosin.
Get him, Tosin.
So we're gonna drop the mic a little bit, and you could actually drop yours if you wanted to.
I'm not going to do that with some equipment. It
You
is
can
not
literally
cheap.
drop it.
You could no, not figuratively, literally.
Literally.
Drop the mic brought to you by Money Management, one of our new sponsors we got. Fix Your Credit. Fix Your Credit. They do credit repair, which I'm not ashamed to admit I'm not up there in the 700s. I'm not. I need my credit done. So if y'all want to call Money Management International, 25 years experience, licensed in all states, and free consultations when you mention Sports with Busies.
I bet your Lauren's got a high credit score.
Yeah, my credit score is pretty good. But I will say
Lauren's like an
though,
800.
taxes ain't fun.
Credit
they're
scores.
not.
Credit scores go right along
I
with
have like
white
10
teeth.
jobs.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah,
It
that's crazy.
is.
It's not that I have
A
bad
disaster.
credit. I have no credit, right? So I pay cash for everything, like cars. I've never had like credit card debt or anything. I just have no credit. I don't have bad.
Well, you
credit.
gotta get a credit card
Well, I'm
and then
gonna-
put money on it,
I'm gonna
and
call
that
Money-
builds your credit,
I'm
and
gonna
just
call
pay
Money
it off each
Management.
month, and then you're fine.
Really? Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
Thanks, Lauren. Credit.
You're welcome.
What's crazy is
Credit knowledge
to
brought to you
fix your
by
credit
Lauren.
score, you got to get a credit card.
Yeah.
Credit cards suck.
And credit cards put you in debt.
Yes.
Well, no, all you do is pay it off each month,
That's all.
That's it.
and then
Well, there you
that
go.
raises your credit
Just
score.
don't overspend.
Well, shit. There
yeah.
you go.
Don't go to the casino and gamble all your money away.
See, I don't have that problem. I don't like gambling.
I didn't say that's the only problem, but people have, people have their vices, you know?
Do you have any vices?
Of course, everyone has vices.
What's your
Mine's
vice?
just not spending money.
Rumplements.
What's your vice?
No,
It's not drinking. It's not cussing. It's not gambling.
It's not chicken or beef.
It's not having fun.
I
So
like-
what is your vice?
I like working a lot. I don't know.
That's your vice?
That's your vice? No, a vice is something that's your downfall.
Yeah, like I shouldn't be doing this, but I do it because it's fun.
Well, I see.
Do you drive with the gas tank on E?
Yes,
Like,
yeah. Absolutely.
That's very funny.
She
On the way
drives for
here,
10
I got
miles with her
gas.
check engine light on.
There's no way she does that. It's quarter of a tank, and she's like, I gotta get
Literally, I just had to get gas because I was like down to 50 something
Oh my
in my
gosh.
tank.
You
But
crochet. That's your vice.
I do.
Needlepoint.
You can ask Garrett. I always want to work.
Needlepoint.
So,
All right, Jeff,
Garrett,
drop your
Garrett,
mic.
Garrett, if you're watching the show,
Yeah.
just tell us
We
what
need
advice.
advice.
We need
Yeah.
advice. We need advice.
Yes.
All right.
All right, drop the mic, please, because I'm ready to get all over you for
She's
this.
about to drop the mic.
God, I know the first one you're gonna get mad at me because I thought it was real. Straight Hands tooth is not fixed.
You have to check your resources. Check your resources.
It was everywhere that he fixed that damn
24
tooth.
I think if you go back to the show, I said that it's an April Fool's joke.
She did too.
Check your resources. You can't confirm something until you've checked it.
One of the craziest stories, not crazy stories, a really cool story. And Bobby Bowden got awarded the Florida for the Medal of Freedom. He's 91 years old. I had no idea that Bobby Bowden was that old. I used to watch when I was a kid, Florida State. Deion Sanders, when they were winning championships. You know what I mean? Florida State was unbelievable under Bobby Bowden.
What is it? Did you see what he's doing nowadays?
No, I did not. What's he doing?
That's why I asked you.
No, Florida awarded him the Medal of Freedom, which is pretty cool. But it was shocking to me that he was 91 years old. I always saw Bobby Bowden and screaming on the sidelines, running up and down, whatever. Being 91, like I just didn't see that coming.
Bobby Bowden has a record 377, 129, and 4.
Wow. Oh my God, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
That guy's incredible. Was an
Yeah.
incredible football coach, and he deserves whatever Florida gave him, Medal of Freedom. A really cool moment for baseball yesterday. Trey Mancini coming back from colon cancer, standing ovation with the crowd, everything. So I want to congratulate him for beating colon cancer and getting back on the baseball field.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome for sure. Whenever you can overcome something and then go back into the sport as well. You literally, obviously, it happened to you naturally. Like you couldn't
Right.
prevent
Yep.
that.
Real quick, Masters, who you got winning?
Justin Rose.
Justin,
I know Justin Rose.
-7.
I mean, you're starting out -7 already. Why not?
Justin Rose.
Man, I'm going to say, because I want it so bad, Hideki Matsuyama, I want him to win. I think that would be fantastic for golf. And he's been playing incredible lately, so I want Hideki Matsuyama to win.
The goal is always eagle, 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 right? You never want to
No, birdie.
birdie, but birdie is
Is
one,
one.
and then eagle is 2.
Yeah, but that's almost impossible. Like,
Have you ever hit an
Hold
eagle?
on, Jeff. Hold on, Jeff.
Have you ever hit an eagle?
Hold on.
Yes.
That's a great strategy, dude.
yeah, eagle.
Just eagle every
Just
hole.
eagle every hole.
I mean, why never I think of that?
God, you'd
That's
be
a great strategy.
36 under.
Holy crap! I didn't even think about that.
36 under.
Wow. Dude,
Have you- she
next
said
time
you
I
never
play
have?
golf, I'm going to be totally different.
As a matter of fact, Joe Applewhite and I played in a golf tournament this was a few years ago. And on the opening hole was a par 5. Middle of the fairway, shot it on the edge of the green on the second hole with like a 3-wood, and I hit like a 70-yard putt for my first eagle. But it went like, and then boom. I didn't even see it when I missed it, but I made it. Yeah, so it was one of my eagles are just hard.
No,
Have you
I've
ever
never-
hit?
No,
you-
I've
no?
never really did.
Birdie?
No, but I'm going to start now though, because I didn't know
Yeah,
that was
that's
like
a new
the
strategy.
I'm going to do it now.
36 under. 36
Yeah,
under.
I mean,
Eagle every
man,
hole.
what have I been doing?
Welcome.
Holy crap!
Welcome to the pros.
Yes, I know.
Lauren's available for golf tips.
Yeah.
You guys, Lauren is
Yeah,
available.
She'll take you out to the course and just be like, just eagle this hole. You're like,
No problem.
Sure, no
So
problem.
every par 3 is a hole in one.
yes, absolutely.
There
That's
you
a
go.
great strategy.
All right,
Why
guys.
not?
I want to thank Christian's Tailgate for having us over here at Midtown. We're here in Bagby. We will be back here on Monday. Also, want to thank David Carrier at Smarter Mortgage. Call him for refinancing and purchasing when you're available. And also, Joe Applewhite. Call him to buy the house that you're going to get refinanced and purchased. 713-291-5270.
That's right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Sports with Balls and watching our new setup come to life. Loving the highlights, loving everything.
We're getting better,
from
too.
Max
We're getting
Sports.
better.
Yeah.
We are
Max
growing.
Sports.
We will get better with everything that is happening here on set. Astros are still 1-0 over the Athletics from Carlos Correa, and we got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group because they make this happen as well. Phones, cable services, cloud services, surveillance cameras, anything like this. You give them a call at 832-336-1201. Call Roy Stanton, mention Sports with Balls, and get a discount off of your purchase. Once again, that is Hybrid Technologies Group.
Also thank Texas AV Productions. Call them 281-241-7520. Anytime you need something that's badass, they'll do it for you. And 713-589-2682 is Construction Concepts. They build shit. And just so you know,
I love that.
Just so you know, I just get this on my phone here. Baseballs thrown by Trevor Bauer versus A's had markings and were sticky.
Yep.
And were sent to league for inspection.
Yeah, so they grabbed the ball from the game.
Oh.
They grabbed the ball from Bauer and they sent it off to the league for inspection. Be interesting how that comes back.
Oh, wow.
But can we just
Who's
switch?
he play for again?
Dodgers.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna say, can we just switch gears? Yeah, and he gives so much credit, so much crap to the Astros. Can we just switch gears though to the NFL and talk about Deflategate for the New England Patriots? And you know those balls, obviously having less air in them, but it's the Patriots, right? You're gonna cheer for them because Tom Brady won 6 Super Bowls with them. Anyways,
winning cures
winning
everything.
is the cure-all.
Lauren is not a big fan of deflated football.
Jeez, that all.
Not at all.
I'll throw another one 50 yards this week for you.
Oh, God.
Please,
I'll be by my phone.
let's do it.
I need my new TikTok. But listen, y'all, we're running up against it. Want to thank everybody for paying attention to sports with balls. We want to thank Max Sports for our new little setup. And like I said, we're getting better at all this. It'll be even better on Monday when we get back here at Chris's Tailgate.
That is right. Zach and Barry, thank you so much for having us. And we'll be, Monday.
We'll see y'all Monday.
It's on.
Sports with balls. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles.
Breaking down the Masters.
We out.
Bye, y'all. Music?
Yeah, I mean, he plays it after we get done.
Jump in my 6'4" and let the top dine. Trunk hitting hard when I swing through H-time. Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on 4. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.